right, my friends, the day has come. ClickUp 3.0 is here, and I cannot wait to show you inside. Hey guys, Christy here. I'm the CEO and founder of DaSilva Life and Systems School and a verified ClickUp consultant. As a verified consultant, I've gotten early access to 3.0 and I cannot even wait to show you inside. ClickUp 3.0 is thebomb.com. There are so many incredible features that are going to blow your mind. Some of them are even simple, but just make so much sense. In today's video, I'm going to highlight what's new, what some of my favorite features are, and really just give you that overview tour of what's coming down the pipeline. In future videos, of course, I will make sure to include more deep dives, more use case scenarios. But today, I really just want to give you that overview of what's new. If you want to see a deeper dive into something specific, make sure to drop a comment below, and I'll make sure to put that topic on the pipeline. And reminder, this video is getting published because we have access to 3.0, but not everyone is getting access at the same time. So if you don't have access yet, don't worry, it is coming. With that, let's dive in. OMG, ClickUp 3.0 is here, you guys, and I cannot wait to give you the tour. Now, disclaimer, not every single feature has been released, even for vetted consultants. So there are some things that I haven't gotten to see yet that I'm super excited to roll out, but I figured as we have access, I want to share what we do have. Okay, so let's start with the major updates, which is the overall UX and UI of the platform. You can see it looks different, right? So I'm actually going to go ahead and switch back to 2.0 to show you. Here we go. This is 2.0. You can see the black bar is gone. You can see the spaces here. So now I'll go back to 3.0 and you can see it looks quite different. I mean, it's not like, oh my gosh, it's a totally new platform, but there are some things that I really, really love about the new design of the platform. So I really love how these spaces look on the side, and how the navigation bar is like more grayed out. It makes it like a little bit more separate. Another thing is I love that the workspace settings are separated from the personal settings. That was always like a huge random question that we would have from our students and clients is like, why are there two of me on the left side? Why do I have like my logo and then my photo? And I'd be like, oh, one is your personal settings, one is your workspace settings. So I feel like that was just like a really simple, like easy fix there, separating the two. We now have this command center where you can universal search. So now this black bar is at the top. Instead of this, like my favorites bar being flushed, or if I didn't have the favorites bar, then it just being this right here. I'm not sure how I feel about this yet. I think I like it, but it does make my screen feel a little bit more squished, which on my laptop, which I'm on right now, I don't love that, but on my desktop, it'd be totally fine. I do like how, though, it is a little bit separated. You can like create new items. So task, doc, reminder, chat, whiteboard. Here you can have your quick action items and then you can pin them. I think that I do like them on the top better than the bottom, how they used to be in the bottom right corner. So you can see the different things here. Also, the automation center and the custom fields manager, those will be here as well. I don't have that rolled out yet, but I have seen sneak peeks of it and it is pretty bomb.com. So as soon as I get access to those, don't forget to subscribe to our channel because I will be going through like different new features like in detail. Like our next video, I'm going to be going through just the task view, all the features, how to really like maximize them. So wanted to just let you guys know that. So you can see the different things we have here: calendar, record, reminders, template center. Right now, template center and ClickApps are the same. And then here we go. I love that they have a trash right here. That is a lifesaver. My settings, profile, notification center, etc. Okay, so then let's talk about the design in terms of like what a list looks like now. So let's go into like the Instagram list. So this looks quite a bit different. You can see how the statuses are more like translucent now, if you would say. The custom fields are much more like, it's more just like a sleek design, I would say, more like Notion vibes. And then something that's very different is these progress bars, right? So the statuses are actually like little pie charts that are filled in as the progress goes more down or up, I suppose. And I think this is a cool feature. I especially loved how it's checked off when you get to a done or closed status. But I've discussed this with multiple people, and I wish there was an option to like turn this on or off, because it doesn't really apply for every single workflow that we build, especially when things are like database style. So it'd be cool if it was like a setting that you could turn on and off, or like a ClickUp. Just a bit of feedback there, but I do think it's a cool concept, and how like if it's a not started status, it's totally empty. So you can see how this looks different. Also, you can like kind of minimize, or you can collapse or expand the header, which I think gives it like a really cool look as well. Something I do want to show you guys that it took me forever to find is I could not find where to show closed tasks and subtasks. So while we're here, let me show you where it is. If you go into customize, it's going to be in task visibility, and then you can show closed tasks and subtasks. I don't know why that's not letting me. Maybe because there's a filter on it. Okay, where the status is not saved for later, so it's going to show closed anyway. But if I was in another list, then you have to do customize task visibility. So you could see the UX is like very different. Not very different, but you're definitely going to have to like pop around and figure out where to find things. You can also, the new task isn't at the bottom anymore, it's up here on the top. And so you could see when I was like on the everything view, I can create a new item and then you select the list here. Whereas when I'm already in a list, if I click new task, then it would go right into this list. I do feel like a lot of these like pop-up windows and everything do look more like modern and sleek, and I'm super excited about them. Small little things like adding the due date, like this design has changed for due dates. Calendars look pretty much the same, board views, tables. And I know that there are more things coming as well. So then you could see like status here in table view actually does look the same, but then when you're in list view, the UX is a bit different. Something that is coming that I'm starting to see roll out is the use of the lists being more like statuses. So how we've used these list colors in the past and how we still will plan to. This is our training workspace, but in our DaSilva life, like our actual workspace, we use these for our client projects that are lists, and it'll be like onboarding, implementation, support phase complete, on hold. And so you'll see like if I put any color on this and then I uncollapse the header, then you'll see that shows up here. And I know they're planning on having like folder and list statuses. And I really like that new feature of how that actually shows up in the list, instead of it just being like a color for it. And then also you see it used to color the whole list blue, but now it's really just like that marker here and then right there. Another thing is when you add a description, it pulls up an entire description box. List dates, that's the same. List assignee. So I think that is mostly it for the changed UI, besides hubs, which we'll get into next. Another thing that is definitely something to get used to as well is you can no longer just like hide spaces in your sidebar where it would like have the drop down. Like these ones here are just like our templates for System School and our template vault and our product shop. But I like to keep those hidden typically. And then these are the ones that like, if I'm creating this tutorial, then those aren't like in the way. But now instead of hiding it, you actually have to click like leave space. And then you'll be able to see like all of the spaces in one shot and rejoin them. It's not like, it's kind of like Slack where you can like leave a channel, but you still have access to it and can like rejoin it. I think Slack works that way. But this is just like a different way of doing it. It's interesting. So I wanted to talk about that as well. Okay, then let's talk about the hubs, and we'll get into inbox, which I'm super, super excited about. Okay, so the hubs. Now you have where you could pin these as well. Docs, dashboards, and whiteboard hubs. I think this is brilliant. It is where, you know, you have these hubs to kind of keep everything in one place instead of it being like nested with like spaces, docs, dashboards. Just more of like a shortcut type of feel. You can easily see the owner, who you're sharing it with. Whiteboards, this is brilliant because whiteboards are more like brainstorming. Sometimes they're independent of any project you're working on. It may become a project in the future, but sometimes you just want a blank slate to kind of brainstorm and dream things up, where now you can just have it in here and not be attached to a view or inside a folder or a space. So if you can also see the location, the data was updated, created, who was created by, with docs. I love how these look, and also having these tags here as well. I was in a System School office hour with my students the other day, and I was telling them, you know, we were kind of brainstorming how to utilize these tags. And there's so many different ways you can. You can use it as like a doc status. You can use it to tag specific clients. So say you have different services you offer and you have different documentation, you can have those tags there so you can easily like identify what these tags are for. So I love doc tags, and these are unique to documents. It's not going to be like the space tags. Having the location updated, sharing, etc. And then you'll see recent, favorites, and then created by me as well. You can search docs, add new docs. So I really love the flow of these new hubs. One thing I also forgot to go over in the UX UI as going through a list is the new task view, which is bomb.com. So let's go through that really quick. Again, I'm going to have a whole video on this, but just going through it quickly, the task view looks a little bit different than 2.0. You can see all of these fields, when they're not used, they show up at the top. When you do add them, then they come into this field down here as well. So I like that it's not like cluttering if you're not using them. But then you can add them. So you'll see if I put priority, then it shows up here. I also love that things are just a little bit softer now. I did feel like the original ClickUp or 2.0, some of the colors were a little bit more harsh, whereas 3.0, they're definitely a bit softer, a little bit more muted. I love how they are separating out details, subtasks, and action items. This used to be all one flow, but now it's more of like tabs. So instead of like trying to search for something and scrolling all the way down to the bottom of a task, you can now see them here. So details are going to be like attachments, custom fields. Subtasks are obviously subtasks. So let me create one so you could see also how if you create a subtask, it also has this like kind of navigation bar feel, which I really love. I'll let that load for a second. And then action items are checklists. So love the way that this looks. Let me refresh this, open it up again to see if the Okay, so that was not letting me do what I want to do. But anyway, you can see detailed subtask action items. I had to open up a new task because it was not working properly. And it was like shutting me out. Anyway, all the fun things. So you can see how that's different. You can also add a cover, which I love. Makes it like more of like, number one could be branded to you. Number two, more of like a project. And there are definitely some tasks and subtasks that we use as more of projects rather than just a task. So it's nice to have this like this feeling. I just love the covers. Okay, then you have activity, share, favorite, minimize. You can switch the layout. So you could do default, full screen, or sidebar, which is super cool. And then also I am obsessed with this like bar on the side. I don't even know what you call it. It's not like bookmarks, but basically you can add different links. And if you add different links in the comments, it's automatically going to add it on the side as well. So like if I have a Google Doc, let me go grab one. Okay, so if I have a Google Doc, I can go ahead and paste it in here. So you'll see ClickUp 3.0 Masterclass, and then add the link, then it will be right there on the side. So anytime I'm searching for links, I could just click these bookmarks bars and they will be right there. If I grab a YouTube video link, okay, grab that link, then add link, paste it in, add it. Perfection. So I am obsessed with this links and like shortcuts bar. And you can also change how these show. So it could either be like a preview or just like list version. I prefer preview for now, but sometimes I like to switch it up. Okay, so that's enough for the task view. I feel like we're going to have a more in-depth video going through a bunch of different things, but wanted to show you like just some of my favorite features so far. Okay, what next? Okay, ClickUp AI and conditional logic and forms. So we have done other videos on both of these things, so I won't go too in-depth. But essentially with AI, if you come into a document, you could see all of the things. Actually, let me go in my personal ClickUp. You could see all the things that you can do here. So with AI, not only can you like generate different ideas, right? Like write prospecting email, put in a couple things and it generates it for you. But you can also summarize documents once they're already created. And then once there is like a paragraph or something, you could say, you know, improve this, rewrite this, generate action items, etc. If you want to learn more about AI, I highly recommend you check out our ClickUp AI video because it goes way more into depth. That's already published on our channel. Okay, so that's AI. Then conditional logic in forms is, again, we have a whole entire video on it, but basically what it is you can create, let's go ahead and find one. Okay, so here is a happiness survey where with logic, you can say, okay, if the person chooses that the response is blank, then show another field. So we've built this out for a few clients. Think of things like IT requests, marketing forms, where say you're requesting a specific type of asset or thing from a department. Well, you don't want to have a whole form that's 20 questions long and only 3 of them apply to what you're asking for. So instead, it's like if the response is a sales deck, if the response is a social media post, etc., then ask these other questions. So check out the video on our page if you want more granular details into it, but that is what this is. Just wanted to show you. And then last but not least, let's go into one of the things I am most pumped for, which is the inbox. Okay, so I'll show you in my personal inbox so you can see the messages, but essentially there's no such thing as notifications anymore. And this was a really big pain point for so many teams that we talked to because people were either getting way too many notifications and ignoring them or too little and not being notified of what was important. So we want to make sure we're not avoiding our notifications. And this really, really helps. So basically it separates it between messages like who has mentioned you in things and what needs your attention, versus activity, which is just like, this is overdue, this was updated, et cetera, et cetera. So if I go into my inbox, you can see in here, our designer is like, hey, Christy just uploaded the YouTube thumbnail. Here's the preview of this landing page. And then you can check out this blah, blah, blah. And when you click into it, then it brings you right to what's in here. And it's just really awesome. So then once you take care of it, you can clear the notification or you can mark it as unread. So you know that you need to come back to it. Whereas activity, again, that's just going to be things like, hey, these things were overdue, this status was updated, etc. Typically, I just take a scroll through these and I'm like, do I need to know anything about this? Okay, no, let me go ahead and clear my activity. We still got the awesome confetti pop. Do not worry. So that is the grand overview of ClickUp 3.0, what we have access to so far. And then we're going to be creating those more granular videos again, so stay tuned for those. Another thing that I think, as much as I'm obsessed with the inbox, I am so excited for the new home to come. I don't have access to it yet, so it still looks exactly the same, but I think it's going to be super, super awesome. So that is it. Make sure you subscribe to our channel to not miss a beat for any new features coming down the pipeline. I can't even wait for you guys to get access to this. It's been so awesome so far. Definitely an adjustment, but so is any update to any software. So I hope you enjoyed, and this was a fun sneak peek. So I hope you are as stoked as I am for all the incredible 3.0 updates. There really are so many things that are gonna revolutionize productivity in your business. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, because I will be highlighting all of the 3.0 features more in depth. Also, I will be planning a live ClickUp 3.0 masterclass to really get that granular deep dive into what's new, how to utilize all these features, and how it could really help you with your business. So make sure to check out the link in the description below and sign up for the waitlist to be the first to know. Also, feel free to check out our System School ClickUp course, which has all of the nitty-gritty details of what's already new, all the tutorials that you could need, and as new features come up, we actually update the course. You also get access to our support community, where myself and my team are in there answering all your questions during the week, and then we have monthly live calls as well. If you have any questions about ClickUp 3.0, ClickUp in general, System School, make sure to drop them in the comments below. Again, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We are so grateful for every single one of you that are subscribers and give some love to our videos. Again, I am so excited for this 3.0 rollout. I can't even wait for all of you guys to get access and to see how amazing it is. So make sure to stay tuned for all the videos coming up. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.